Sunnyside Gardens is a social housing community located in Queens, New York, built in 1928 by architects Clarence Stein and Henry Wright. Its purpose was to provide affordable homes to the middle-class residents in New York City. It was the first development of its kind that provided a solution to the country's housing crisis by providing quality and affordable housing. Sunnyside was designed to provide communal areas where residents could interact. This was achieved by utilizing only 28% of the lot space for the actual apartments, which freed the rest of the lot for the communal garden spaces. The complex holds 1,200 units across a 77-acre span. This span encompasses 17 blocks. Each block, known as a superblock, has a 3.5-acre park in the center. Walkways wind through each of these parks to divide them into 3 or 4 smaller garden areas. The simplicity of the buildings and the tightness of the living quarters were core principles of the modernist architects of the time, who also believed that beautiful public spaces would promote community.
Levittown is known for being the quintessential post-war American suburb. It was created by the Levitt family, which consisted of Abraham Levitt, the father and financier, and his sons Alfred Levitt, the architect, and William Levitt, the salesman and production manager. They built Levittown to provide affordable housing to returning soldiers and middle-class families. They built these homes with standardized parts which allowed for mass production and quick assembly while lowering cost. They were small enough to be easily maintained and were also expandable to accommodate growth in family or wealth. Each house was customizable by the buyer with styles ranging from traditional to modern. The floor plan of the Levittown home was very simple. It was divided into 4 main rooms with the bedrooms in the rear and kitchen and living room overlooking the street. This layout was based on the idea of the street as a center for social interaction, which could be observed from the kitchen and living room. Levittown was planned so that the residents could gather at parks and pools which were placed throughout the town. These gathering sites encouraged social interactions, which added to the sense of community. The winding roads form organic clusters of sub-communities, which contrasts with the rigidness of city grid planning like that of Sunnyside Gardens.
Sunnyside Gardens and Levittown each provided affordable living to the middle class at a time of great demand for practical housing. They both revolutionized the way sub-communities function through the use of their shared garden and recreational spaces. The construction methods and materials used for both Sunnyside Gardens and Levittown reduced costs and decreased construction time.
Sunnyside provides a more city-like setting with its gridded layout and close quarters, which is in direct opposition to that of Levittown. Unlike Sunnyside Gardens, Levittown is much more customizable and provides its residents with more private space. These two towns became the models for future community living in America.